Hello everyone, welcome to the first devlog of my game. In this video I want to share the progress I've made over the last 2 months. First, let's talk about the game engine I chose. I decided to use Unreal Engine 5. The reasons are pretty simple. It has a powerful graphics engine, it's free to use, there's a huge amount of tutorials available online which really helps since I'm working alone on this project, and of course Unreal as an online marketplace with templates that make development faster and less overwhelming. Since I'm the only person creating this game, using these resources is really important to move things forward. In the beginning, I started with a third-person template that already included a realistic locomotion system. I wanted the movement of the characters to feel interesting and dynamic right from the start. As you can see in this current gameplay footage, the locomotion system allows the player to crouch, sprint, roll, jump and climb objects. This gave me a strong foundation to build upon. My second big goal was to add split screen support, so two players can enjoy the game together. Maybe forward I can add up to 4 players. That is important to me because I want this project to be a 3D platformer with interactions and story elements along the journey, and I think split screen makes the experience more fun and unique. Now let's talk about the story of the game itself. The main character is a special agent who's taken to each mission inside a special cargo plane. While on the plane, the player receives the mission briefing and then jumps out of the plane to begin the mission. Each mission is designed to have action and platforming movement. This is not a shooter game. Instead, the focus is on actions and challenges that lead the character to complete the main objective. For example, one mission could be rescuing a cat, another could be saving the driver of a train in danger, and many more creative scenarios. The main intention of the game is to make the most out of the ragdoll physics and platforming system, and to create a fun experience, especially in split screen mode, where players can enjoy the interactions and the story together. That's the vision for the story and the gameplay direction, and I'll keep refining it as development continues. Now I want to show you a first idea of how the mission briefing will look like inside the cargo plane. In the final version of the game there will be a character who gives the briefing to the player, and at the same time these 3 screens inside the plane, each one showing a video that explains what the mission will be about. This is still just a concept, but it's the way I imagine the mission starting. You receive the information, you understand the objective, and then you prepare to jump out of the airplane to begin the mission. So enjoy this short example.
Agent, welcome to your first official mission. I know you were expecting something big, maybe an infiltration op or a high-profile rescue, but for now, we've got something a little different. We've received an urgent call from Spain, near Seville. A cat has been spotted trapped inside an industrial waste site. The report came from an anonymous civilian who fears for the animal's safety. It may sound simple, but don't underestimate the location. That junkyard is a maze of unstable scrap metal, toxic fumes, and narrow passages. One wrong move, and things could get dangerous fast. Consider this your training ground. Agility, balance, strength, and above all, focus. You'll need to climb, crawl, and improvise to reach the animal. Rescue the cat and prove you've got the discipline and skill for the bigger missions ahead. Good luck, Agent. We'll be monitoring your progress from the hub.
The last few weeks I focused on improving the airplane sequence. I fixed the initial airplane animation and replaced it with a 3D model that was much more detailed. I also corrected some imperfections inside the plane to make the environment feel cleaner and more realistic. Another addition was a cloud animation system, so when you look outside you can actually see the plane flying through the sky. I also added a structure at the back of the airplane, which is where the characters will jump from. The idea is that after listening to the briefing, players will press a button to open the rear door, And at that moment the characters will put on a helmet and a parachute. When they finally jump out of the airplane, the game will load to the next level where the mission begins. I've also started working on the first mission, which will serve as the game's tutorial. In this mission, the objective is to rescue a cat that is trapped. Along the way, the player was to go through different platforming obstacles and interact with the environment. Interaction is something I still need to learn more about, but I believe it won't be too difficult to implement. So far, I have managed to create trigger zones that activate cinematic cameras. These make the game feel more immersive and interesting as you progress through the level. I also plan to add NPCs across the map so the level feels more dynamic and alive. And that's all for now. I hope you enjoyed the first devlog and feel free to leave your ideas for the game in the comments, and don't forget to leave a like so I can keep sharing new updates about the development.